Namaste, Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman. Today we are continuing with the 10th Caupai. भीमरूपधरि असुर संहारे रामचंद्र के काज संहारे. A very easy stanza. So here Bhima Rupa, getting into the form of a very fearful and a very huge form. Okay, so it's actually a continuation from the last Caupai, how he puts Lanka to fire, right? So Bhima Rupa Dhari Asura, he came to the form of a Bhima, a fearful Rupa, and Asura, all the Rakshasas, Samhare, he killed. Ramachandra ke Ramachandra, Sri Rama, Kaj Samhare, all his duties are taken care and accomplished by whom? Hanumanji. Now here I would like to speak a little bit more about a podcast of Rasrajji Maharaj. I will attach the link to that podcast in the description below. So what is the prime benefit of even reading Hanuman Chalisa? Wherever it is already dealt with in the Chaupais ahead, there it will be explained further. But the baseline of it is that you become fearless. So even God helps those who help themselves, right? So in order to take that first step, human has that apprehension, right? They always fear what might be the consequences. Even before taking the action, they dread about what can be or what might be in the future. So a person who has Hanumanji close to him gets that fearlessness in him. That's the biggest strength that you get out of reading. Even reading, you don't even need to meditate and concentrate. Even if you just read the Hanuman Chalisa, this is the benefit that you get. Also, there are people having baseless arguments such that God is everywhere, right? Why do you want to go to temple and all of that? Such questions were very beautifully answered in the podcast. So see, air is everywhere. The quality of air is everywhere. But still, if there is a little bit of air less in your tires, like the scooter, your cycles or your car, you have to go to the air, you have to fill that air with that pump itself. Similar is the case of temples. See, God is everywhere, energy is everywhere. But from where will you get the heaviest source or the full energy out of it? The base, the moola, the source of it. From where will you get? You have to go to some specific places, and that is why we have our temples. And 2-3 more qualities of Hanumanji that we can imbibe in our lives is that, see, Hanumanji has so much in his life. Ashtasiddhi, Navanidhi. But we tell all of this, he is a data. He has it, but he gives. He loves to give. So, even in case of human beings, you would have heard about the 10% charity rule, correct? If you give, only when you give, you will be able to flourish. Only then it multiplies and comes back to you. That is the case with love also. You have to give love, then it comes back multiplied to you. Maybe not from the same source, but it will definitely come back to you. So we can learn that from Hanumanji, how he's a Dana Veera. It was also dealt with in previous Chaupais. He's a Dana Veera. You have to give. You shouldn't think about what will happen if I give, or won't my portion reduce. Right? You shouldn't think about all of that. Whenever possible, we should be in a position to give. Next is, how important is Hanumanji? Hanumanji never asks for his own benefit, or he will never talk about him. Whenever he gives his parichay, he always starts singing about Rama, or he tells all the glories of Rama. And last, at the end, he will tell, yes, I am Hanuman. How are people these days? They like to speak about themselves first, not about anybody else. First, you want to speak about yourself. So this is another quality, how devotion to another, how he is completely devoted to another, and here that another is the Supreme Consciousness and Rama. So air, the quality of air is that he's present everywhere and he doesn't ask for credit. Even in case of human beings, see, without food you can survive for few days, but what if air is not there? The moment air pauses, what happens? You have to go into ventilator. That is the external support. And then if that is also not helping you, then so that is the case. That is the presence that you should imbibe in yourself, as to how you give and give but never ask for a credit. Also, what is the right time to get into all the devotion, when do you need to start praying? Okay, because people always delay praying to an old age. They are thinking there is a lot of time, भजन के लिए अभी बहुत टाइम बचा है, बुढ़ापे में क्या ही करेंगे? What will you do in your old age? It's all kept for your old age. So this is also very beautifully spoken about in the podcast. So all these are points that I really felt connected to and I really liked in that podcast. So you have to start your practices, your devotion towards God from a very young age. See, what kind of fruit will you give God? Is it a stale one or is it a fresh one? You will give the fresh one, right? Obviously. So which age you should devote yourself to God? Right from the beginning, right from a very, very young age. So touching upon these beautiful points which was covered and which I really liked, and I wanted to present it in my video as well, we'll conclude for today. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Hanuman.